Is it possible that a name shouted in the middle of cheers from thousands of spectators could trigger an unexpected facial expression from a star as big as Jungkook? This very question sparked commotion across various social media platforms when that rare moment happened at an international venue filled with fans' cheers. Jungkook, a figure long known for his stable emotional control on stage, suddenly showed an unusual expression when his fellow member's name, Jimin, echoed loudly throughout the arena. The incident happened quickly, lasting only a few seconds, yet its impact spread like ripples across the surface of water. Fans' cameras captured Jungkook's facial details with precision, a gaze that briefly shifted, a faint smile that seemed restrained, and lip movements that could not be fully interpreted. This is what made the public wonder, was that expression a reflection of surprise, a deep emotional response, or merely a spontaneous reaction coincidentally caught at the perfect moment? Observers of Korean pop culture considered this event a phenomenon worth paying attention to, not because of dramatization alone, but because Jungkook rarely shows ambiguous expressions in front of an audience. All this time, his image of professionalism has always been synonymous with full control over gestures and expressions. Thus, the emergence of such an unusual expression opened wide spaces of interpretation for fans, media, and even academics who study the dynamics of idol-fan interactions. Visual analysis conducted by several fans showed that Jungkook's expression could not be entirely categorized within the spectrum of basic emotions, such as happiness, surprise, or awkwardness. There was a complexity within it, as if the expression was a combination of pride and astonishment, of personal closeness, and the necessity of maintaining professionalism in public. This is what made the moment feel so human and at the same time dramatic. When Jimin's name echoed, the loud cheers of fans seemed to turn into a spontaneous social experiment. Jungkook, as an individual under the spotlight, became a subject who could not escape his body's natural reaction. Nonverbal communication experts argue that facial expressions are often instinctive reflexes, even when someone tries to conceal them. In this context, Jungkook's expression can be considered a small window into an emotional reality rarely seen. This phenomenon sparked various speculations. Some fans interpreted it as a sign of genuine personal support for Jimin, while others read a subtle nuance of rivalry behind the expression. However, what is undeniable is the fact that this moment captured public attention because of its rarity. Not every day can audiences witness the authentic expression of a superstar under the spotlight and the gaze of thousands of eyes. In addition, the dynamics of intermember relationships are always objects of media scrutiny. The echo of Jimin's name was not only a symbol of individual popularity, but also a representation of how internal group interactions are projected into the public sphere. Jungkook, in this case, became a manifestation of how difficult it is to maintain balance between personal feelings and professional roles on the global stage. From a sociological perspective, this moment reflected how strong the emotional connection between idols and audiences can be. The cheer of Jimin's name was not merely an honor, but also a stimulus capable of shaking Jungkook's expression. The event showed how a concert space is not only an arena of entertainment, but also a social laboratory where emotions, identities, and relationships are openly expressed. Many also highlighted how digital media amplified the impact of this brief incident. Recordings of Jungkook's expression circulated widely, replayed in slow motion, analyzed frame by frame, and even compared with his expressions at other events. This illustrates how the public craves small details that can reveal hidden sides of the public figures they idolize. Even so, it is important to emphasize that analysis of human expressions can never be 100% objective. There is always room for interpretation, subjectivity, and viewers' biases. But precisely there lies the appeal of this phenomenon. A simple moment turned into a major event because it was filled with various interpretations, narratives, and collective emotions. In the end, a big question remains: What is the true meaning of Jungkook's expression when Jimin's name echoed in the venue? There is no definite answer. But what is clear is that this moment affirmed that, even in a world full of control, human feelings are still able to appear spontaneously. And that is what made this incident so surprising, dramatic, and worthy of analysis from various perspectives. A nonverbal communication expert, Dr. Han Min Seo from Seoul University, offered an interesting view. He emphasized that Jungkook's facial expression at that moment showed what is called a micro-expression, namely a brief emotional expression that appears before someone is fully able to control it. An expression that lasts less than a second is often more honest than one displayed afterward. In Jungkook's case, we see an indication of astonishment mixed with admiration that he probably did not plan to show, explained Dr. Han. Furthermore, pop culture psychology expert Professor Kim Ji-woo added that the moment could be read as a result of emotional contagion, or the phenomenon of emotion transmission. When Jimin's name was shouted so loudly, the emotional atmosphere in the venue changed drastically. Jungkook, as part of that environment, could not escape the emotional currents surging around him. His expression is a reflection of the collective dynamics taking place, said Professor Kim. A similar view also came from media studies expert Dr. Alicia Moreno, who highlighted the digital distribution aspect of this moment. She emphasized that a brief incident can turn into global discourse because of technology that allows unlimited replay. 1 second of Jungkook's expression in the venue can be analyzed for days on social media. This process gives a simple moment far greater significance than its original form, she said. From the fans' perspective, the emotional responses that emerged after witnessing the moment also varied greatly. Some responded enthusiastically, seeing it as a sign of the close friendship between Jungkook and Jimin. Others linked it to inter-member competition issues, although such claims had no strong factual basis. However, all those responses demonstrated one thing. A small moment can trigger great emotional resonance when it involves figures as big as Jungkook and Jimin. This phenomenon ultimately reveals a reality often overlooked. Idols, no matter how much they are under the spotlight, are still human beings who are not free from spontaneous reactions. Jungkook's expression is a reflection of the human side of a superstar, usually tightly wrapped by a professional image. And therein lies its greatest appeal, because it shows a gap where the public can feel emotional closeness to the figure they idolize. As public discussion continued, the same question was repeatedly raised. Was the expression merely a brief reflex, or did it carry a deeper meaning? To this day, there has been no official statement from Jungkook or his management. Yet, it is precisely this uncertainty that strengthens the dramatic aura of the incident. The public is left to interpret, debate, and celebrate the moment as part of their emotional journey with the idol. In conclusion, this incident was not merely about the cheer of Jimin's name and Jungkook's expression.